Hey everyone, welcome back to the old family farm. Oh, it's always good to be back on the old family farm, and I'll tell you, it may be September here in the old family farm, but where I live, it's still stinking winter. And it's not the good kind of winter, you know, the pretty Frosty the Snowman, look outside with a beautiful blanket of snow kind of winter. It's the put your ice skates on and skate to work kind of winter. We were hit with an ice storm today. Through the night, I guess it's going to happen. I have no idea what to expect. All I know is I went out and checked my car after work, and it. Oh man, why do I live? Why do I continue to live in Michigan? It's like I have choices, right? Maybe I don't. Anyways, you don't want to hear about all that nonsense. So we have a lot of grass to pick up. We've got this field. I did some work. I honestly forget where I left you all off last time. Um, Pretty sure the grass was not cut in windrowed, which it is here. Grass is cut and windrowed here. This field is growing wheat. It's in good shape. We'll have to do a little weeding next month. Our corn is doing so well. One more month and we will be harvesting our first corn harvest. I am really looking forward to that. Giving our Massey Ferguson a little more of a workout. Where is the Massey? Oh, okay. I'm going to be honest for a second there. Bubba has not been seen for a while. Betty Lou and Tiny are MIA still. I have no idea what's going on with them. Nobody seems to have any information. Get out of the dog's food, please. Please.
Welcome, partner.
It's for the dog.
Grandpa left you this farm.
Yeah, you too.
Get it in shape.
Little stinker. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Welcome,
And
partner.
they've just been
Grandpa
MIA.
left you this farm.
Nobody knows where they are.
Welcome, partner. Your grandpa left you this
Might
farm.
be a good thing.
It needs a lot of work.
Might actually be a good thing if
shape.
I'm being honest. After we got Bubba out of his home up there in the hills, we brought him in, fed him, got him a shower, did that whole thing, offered him work on the farm. He scampered away and haven't seen him since. So there's that. We pretty much know now that any of these sightings of a Yeti, it's Bubba. Yeah, he's Sasquatch. There's no question about it. Look at this little toy I picked up. I found it in the woods behind the gas station. Yeah. Oddly enough, the gas station attendant, Goober, decided that it was his as soon as I found it. He's like, "Oh, y'all found that tractor behind my gas station, huh?" And it's like, seriously, dude. So I gave him $20 and brought it to the farm. Whoa. Oh, hey, buddy. Come here, come here. Yeah. Yeah. Get some. That's mean. All right, go away now. Anyways, we've got the Ford tractor now. She's a beaut. I could have sworn we had one of these on our farm when we first started. Why am I getting the love handle on the tractor? I shouldn't be giving a give love handle. But anyways, we need to do some planting. And we need to pick up some grass. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw some more wheat on this field, I think. Actually, what are our choices? We could do some barley. I suppose we could do some barley, make things look a little bit different. Barley's good. Let's go into course play. Let's see who we're gonna hire today for work. CP field work. Did you pick the right field? Well, you did, you little stinker. All right. So looks good. We will do 2 headlands for fun. We're gonna do sharp corners, and we'll generate a course. I think that'll do the trick. Hopefully puppers will get out of the way. Dog, you need to get out of the way. And that should do it. First waypoint. First waypoint. The only thing that we need to maybe check on is, do I have hired help being able to buy seeds? I do. Good. Okay. Because he will definitely run out, and I don't want to be at the end of the episode going, oh, yeah, he made 3 strips and called it a day. So you go get him, man. You go get him. Actually, we should have used the Ford for picking up grass now that I think about it. Oh, well. It does look good, though, doesn't it? Even dirty. We'll get her washed up. She'll clean up nice. Let's grab the... Yeah, let's grab the Massey. Why not? How you doing for maintenance, buddy? You're perfect. All right. Let's grab the Massey. Let's put away our cultivator. Try not to hit the chickens or the geese, the ducks. Man, I'm struggling. I'll get the right animal at some point or another. I'm actually going to start making a little bit more of an effort to put things away a little bit better. The missus has been on me like flies on a rib roast to start putting our tools away better. Like flies on a rib roast, Clark. You all know where that came from, hopefully. One of the best movies of all time, if I may be so bold to say. Watch out for those Indians, Clark. All right, let's hook up to our gizmo, our forage wagon. So I was just before launch. In fact, I had just launched Farming Simulator, and I heard Windows does that detect new hardware little doo-doo thing. And I'm like, that's interesting, saying that I haven't plugged anything in. And so I left Farming Simulator, and there was an update, sure enough, for my wheel and pedals. Oh, I need to unfold you, don't I? Little stinker. And anyways, not a big deal. But I looked at the update notes. Yeah, we're picking up looking good. I looked at the update notes, and one of it was new support for the Logitech G Racing adapter. The Logitech G, as in George, Racing adapter. What is that? So, did a little Googling, and looks kind of interesting. I might have to give it a go. So basically the idea is it's PC, Mac, console, Xbox probably. I don't know if PlayStation would be supported or not. But basically what it is you connect it between your... Man, we've got a long ways to drive over to our silo. I'm just trying to think of any other way we can do this. I don't want to sell the grass outright. I want to make silage with it because we make quite a bit more money that way. We'll deal with it. So, what it is it goes between your steering wheel pedals, maybe if you've got a shifter, and your PC. And I'm just going to go right over you. Try not to run over. Thank you. I'm going to go right over you. Thank you. And it allows you to adjust the braking force on the fly, I guess. Is, from what I can tell, that is no doubt the only thing it does. It allows you to adjust your braking force on the fly. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That actually might be a really good thing. I never have been a huge fan of the brake setup on a Logitech G Series wheels. I owned a G27, and I actually kind of liked the brakes a little bit better on my G27. In fact, for a while I just didn't even use the new pedal setup. I just kept my G27 pedals and mix matched them with my new wheel because I like the new wheel. That's kind of what I did for a while, but then I decided, well, I should probably just get the new brake and our new pedals out and try and get used to them. So I did, and I have gotten a lot more used to them, and there is some adjustability there, but never really grew on me that much, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of interested to see if maybe this adapter thing might... I'm curious about it. I might, I'll have to keep an eye on YouTube and see if anybody does reviews on it. It's $40, so it's not super expensive. It's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive. Then I have to ask myself, well, what am I really, what am I looking for? What am I looking to do, with it? Because what's the point, right? But there are times, like with Farming Simulator, I guess ultimately what you could say is I have my brakes. Hey, how's it going over there, Chief? You doing all right? Looks like he's doing all right. I have the brake sensitivity maxed out. So in game, I have it set to 200% sensitivity. And it does help, but it's just, I am just putting full body force on my brakes sometimes to get things to stop well. And it's always kind of bothered me a little bit. I just am not a huge fan of it. But, so I'm kind of considering picking up this adapter. Oh, dude, well, that's on you, man. That's on you. We're going to try not to get stuck this time like I normally do. We're just going to try and actually, well, I don't know what I'm going to try and do. We're just going to try and make this as good as possible, and then I'm just going to have to deal with leveling it later. I think we're going to end up with a decent amount of grass after these two fields, though. The yield on them is, man, I swear they purposely run out in front of the stinking tractor. He's looking good. So I don't know, how about you guys? You all use wheels and pedals and all that stuff, or are you joystick or game controller people, or what? I've tried using the game controller instead of wheels and pedals because I was kind of open to to switching and stuff like that in Farm Sim, but I don't know. I got pretty used to the pedals and the wheel, and I kind of enjoy the wheel in particular. Plus, honestly, I just felt like with all the mods having different key combinations and all kinds of stuff, it just gets really ridiculous. Regardless of what you're using, I guess. Keyboard, mouse, the whole 9 yards. I mean, at this point, and I don't know how it's going to get any better. I mean, things just keep getting added to the game. Right now, there's just hundreds of keyboard combinations, and I watch this dude. I've watched him forever. He's got kind of a small channel. I think I've mentioned it before. It's Disco, D-I-S-C-O. He's from the UK, and he used to be in a group of modders. I forget what they're modding, what they were called, but they made some pretty cool mods for 15 and 17. I don't think they really do any more modding, if I'm being honest. I haven't seen anything, at least from them. But he doesn't post a lot, but I kind of enjoy his content. And he has he switched to a Xbox controller, and he has he basically has a spreadsheet of all of the button combinations, bumpers, buttons, D-pad. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, he readily admits how insane it is. But are you? What's the dealio here with the dumpage? Oh, maybe you just don't want to dump. Am I too close? Yeah. And I mean, he keeps a spreadsheet because there's so many combinations. But I like his content. He's an interesting person to watch. He has a slow style of gameplay. I would say he's not ultra realism, but he is most definitely not. But he definitely leans towards the realistic style of play. So if you enjoy that style of gameplay, check out his channel. It's Disco. I think I may have him in my suggested channels list. I believe I might. If I don't, I should add him. But I still remember he had one of the most classic, well, it was it 15 or 17, I forget. I think it might have been 15. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was. When that was my first farming simulator on PC. So I've switched from console to PC. Excuse me, and I found his channel and I'm watching him, and a patch came out for Farming Simulator, and I think maybe some additional content, and he just had a great way of just going over all the new stuff, and you can just tell his fondness of the game was so addicting. How much he really, really, loved the game. I'm sure he still loves the game, but it was just, you just enjoyed watching him because, at the time, it was just like kind of a shared passion kind of a thing. So it was kind of fun to watch. Like this mask. Oh no, not that time, Brad. So I've been kind of into watching these farmers who do these tractor tug of wars. There you go. Watching these tractor tug of wars, once in a while you'll like Mike Mitchell and some of these other people. I know that several of them do it, and they'll bring a couple tractors out. You kind of talk about who's going to win, what tractor's going to pull the other tractor, and it's always interesting to me. Sometimes it's very, very surprising. Not always the tractor you think is going to win. Like, he had a Fendt 1050, which I think is still Fendt's biggest tractor, if I'm not mistaken. But he had a Fendt 1050, and he had it triples in the back, duals in the front. So this thing, a lot of extra weight. It was beefy. It looked amazing, by the way. It just looked amazing. And against a John Deere 9RX, I believe it is. I believe it was a 9RX. It was the quad, the John Deere with quad tracks, wide tracks, 36-inch tracks, I think, with a lot of extra weight. I mean, it had front weight, rear weight, side weights. Yeah, I think he said it ended up, he estimated around 65 to 67,000 pounds, that tractor weighed. So it was the John Deere versus the Fendt, the John Deere 9RX versus the Fendt 1050. And you look at these two things and you think, well, they may be reasonably matched, actually. The Fendt, I wish I could remember better, but I think the Fendt had horsepower advantage. But he made a really, really good point. And I never thought about this, but, well, the one thing I kind of figured would be true, which is the more rubber you have on the ground, the better you're going to be. So the John Deere kind of had an advantage with the quad tracks because it definitely could keep more rubber on the ground at one time or at all times than even the Fendt with 3, 6, well, 10 wheels basically, right? However, just as important, if not more, in fact, I think he said it was even more important, was the pounds per square inch on the ground. Which I thought was, I'd never really thought of that before. Like, okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense, is how much weight is the tractor putting down on the ground per square inch of rubber? Because a lot of it's about grip. And he swore up and down that you could take a 200 horsepower tractor up against a 400 or 500 horsepower tractor and it would win if it had more rubber on the ground and more pounds per square inch on the ground. And in fact, I think he even had a video of like a late, oh, I forget what it was, but anyways, a video of tractors, a pretty unevenly matched tug of war, where the little guy won because based on this principle. And I just thought that was interesting. So it got me thinking a little bit about, I've seen a couple videos on YouTube with Farming Simulator trying to see if tires make any difference in the game at all. And I've always felt like, yeah, they might make a little bit of a difference, but nothing significant, nothing to, to worry about. And the videos I've seen have kind of pointed towards that. And in fact, some of the videos I've seen, the people that were doing the videos were really, really surprised that at times, they were expecting the widest tires with the weighted widest tires would definitely have pulling and grip advantages. And that wasn't always the case. In fact, a lot of times the narrows did better. It was kind of weird. And I don't think the game particularly has, I don't know if it has the ability, I don't even know if the game has the ability to make that kind of a difference, or to make it the right kind of a difference. I would like to see that more, I think that, because right now, basically, I mean, if we're being honest, I'm going right into the cement wall. But if we're being honest, right now, the only reason I change tires, because I always turn off crop destruction, but that's by far the main reason, right? If you play with crop destruction on, probably one of the only reasons why you're changing tires is because you don't want to destroy your crops. I don't want to get too close to the edge this time. I feel like every time I go, I try to squeak it out too much, and it always overflows out of the bunker. So maybe that's about as far as I'll go this time and see how things pan out. But that all being said, the only reason I usually switch tires is for looks. You know, it's for realism, quote unquote. You know, if I'm doing some plowing, I'll try to put on more of a plowing set, you know, duals in the back, bigger duals in the back, so on and so forth. If I'm, excuse me, if I'm spraying or doing some crop stuff, I'm going to put on narrows maybe just for looks, you know, stuff like that. And it would be kind of, I think it'd be kind of nice to be able to have it mean something more. Because right now, unless you've seen differently, and I would love to hear if you have seen differently, the only reason, technically, to switch tires in this game is if you have crop destruction turned on. That is it. I mean, that's it. You know, there is no other reason to do it. Like I said, other than looks. If you're trying to role play a little bit closer to reality, or you just want things to look the way you want them to look. You know, maybe you like this particular tractor or that particular tractor with these tires. Like I pick brands. I usually end up going with Michelin's. I'm a Michelin fan, so I just usually try and put on Michelin's. Michelin's are sometimes Midas, sometimes VKTs look kind of cool, but that's because sometimes they just look kind of cool. I kind of lean towards Nokians. For some reason, I lean towards the, well, I think I know why. I shouldn't say for some reason, but if I have JCBs, if I pick up a fast track, a lot of times I'll throw the Nokian communals on it. Just because I normally use a JCB fast track for hauling, you know, for running trailers. And a lot of times that's going to be on roads. So I just figure it makes more sense to throw some Nokian communals on there for that reason, you know. So actually, I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably overthinking this quite a bit, if I'm being honest. I doubt we're going to have enough grass to, whoops. See, I'm starting to get squirrely with it. I doubt we're going to have enough grass to really make it worth. Can I see enough? I guess I can. To make it worth trying to plan this really all that well, but why not? Oh yeah, I blew that one, didn't I? The way I drive, you know why our trailer looks the way it does now with all the missing paint and everything, rubbing up against the cement walls. I actually should consider trading out these drive-through bunkers, this drive-through bunker with a box bunker. I don't know if that really would do me any favors or not. Don't you get stuck, little Massey. I know you want to. But we're not gonna. Not this time. Not this day. Check on our Ford and see how it's doing, huh? Oh, speak of the devil, look at that. How you doing, buddy? Looks good. I like that red with red. Color matching a little bit. Very nice. So there's a new show. Oh, no. Actually, in my feed today, boy, what was it? Paramount Plus. I got an email from Paramount Plus, you know, kind of showing, hey, highlights and things we think you might be interested in, blah, blah, blah. And one of them was Star Trek Picard. And I'm not a big Trekkie. I'm not a big, if I'm being honest, I would say Star Wars has probably always been a little bit more of a favorite for me. But I enjoy old school Star Trek. I always have. I've always liked old school Star Trek. Spock, hard to beat. The old school, the 60s Star Trek, For its cheesiness, it's definitely worth watching. But some groundbreaking stuff, I'm sure, could be argued, right? So, I'm looking at this thing, Star Trek Picard. Okay, I'm familiar. I know who Picard is, and so on and so forth. I'm like, wow, it's already on its 3rd season. It must be a pretty decent show if it's already on its 3rd season. But note to self, by the way, just because a show is on its 3rd or 4th or 5th season definitely does not denote how good it is. Because, well, we could point out multiple examples of shows that have made it multiple seasons that I wonder how they even got off the ground. The Bachelor. Oh, man. Well, any of those. Wow. Yeah, any of those reality shows are just trash. But so I decided, you know what? I'm going to check out Star Trek Picard. I dig the dude, Mr. X-Man, so on and so forth. Watch the first episode, and I'm like, wow, this dude this is not good. This is not right. At least for me. I just took that duck's head clean off. Not right. Not great. Some things I get from nostalgia point, but he's really showing his age, man, and I don't know. It just wasn't really what I was expecting. I was really hoping that it was just gonna kick off with him on a ship being a bad dude, not bad, but mean, cool Captain Picard and so on and so forth. But I don't know, needless to say, I think I finished episode 1 and I was like, yeah, all right, this is probably not going to be for me. Then my buddy who has finally convinced me, to watch Yellowstone, which I really, really enjoyed, I must admit. Yellowstone worked for me a lot. Longmire, is that what it's called? Longmire? Was suggested as a similar type of a show because Yellowstone is in its 5th season. I think it's still going through 5th season, and the way I watch it, it hasn't been released on any streaming site, so I'm waiting for the release of the 5th season. So I started watching Longmire, and it's tough, it's tough because it's not a Yellowstone show. The only similarities is the fact that people wear cowboy hats. It just doesn't pack the punch, that Yellowstone does. And maybe for some people, that's a good thing. Like my parents watch Longmire. That totally makes sense. They would never watch Yellowstone. They would watch like the first half an hour of Yellowstone, and my mom would be like, that is not right. Hollywood is way too violent and things like this, and she just would not, she wouldn't want anything to do with it. My mom would never, I honestly have no memories of my mother ever sitting down and actually sitting down and watching a TV show from beginning to end. Just never could. Absolutely never could. A movie, forget about it. Never's gonna happen. Never. She just couldn't do it. We could be halfway through a TV show and Anybody want drinks, snacks, or just get up to clean the kitchen? You know, oh, now's a good time to clean the kitchen. You know, you're watching Friday night's TV lineup, and it's about 8:30. You know, and everybody's sitting there in front of the TV because you know those were the times when you didn't have multiple TVs. You had maybe you had 2 TVs. You know, one in the family room, and then maybe, you know, if one of your siblings was old enough, maybe they had a small TV in their bedroom or something if they were really lucky, right? And my mom would be, she would just, yeah, she just couldn't do it. Just absolutely could not sit through an entire Sora movie. It'd be 8:30 and be like, well, let me know what I miss. And up and kitchen's being completely cleaned. Floors, cabinets, wiping down everything. Maybe putting new liner in the drawers. I don't know what she was doing the whole time, but she wasn't watching the show with us. She'd come back in like every 15 minutes just because I think she felt like it was polite, you know? Like because we would yell. I think, in fact, I kind of remember a lot of times us kids would be like, Mom, what are you doing? You're missing, you know, Tattoo just got, you know, beaten up by Mr. Rourke, and or the plane actually crashed, man. Tattoo's freaking out. Or, you know, the Love Boat, maybe, you know, Stubing got thrown overboard, or, you know, whatever it could be, right? One day at a time, you know, what was his name? Schneider. You know, maybe they just found out Schneider was a woman. I don't know. It's freaky. Something freaky could happen. And we'd be yelling at my mom saying, Mom, you're missing this. You're missing the best part. She'd run in for a few minutes. Oh, I see. Yeah. So I see. Yeah. So the car crashed? Yes, Mom. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Oh, somebody shot JR? Oh, that's horrible. Well, you know, he kind of deserved it. He wasn't a very nice person. And then gone again. Just gone. You know, doing her thing. Love my mother for so many things. Some awesome woman. I didn't deserve her, that's for sure. Still don't, actually, but now she's slowed down finally, because it's so funny too, because that's all I ever hear. Well, not all I ever hear, but it's what I hear more often than not now is just, well, you know, me and your father are really not doing much, you know, and we've slowed down quite a bit, and I just don't feel like I can do this anymore. I just don't have as much energy in me, and, you know, because she ran Awana clubs at the church, and I mean, just an amazing woman with amazing, if I had, and I mean this honestly, if I had a tenth of her energy, things I could have done, but alas, I did not have a tenth of her energy. I think I got my energy from my dad, but yeah, just funny how things change and how she's, you know, now it's almost like she feels like she has to apologize, you know, like, and I'm not even, I don't live at home, and it's almost like she has to apologize that to me that she didn't quite get around to strip waxing the floors today or something crazy. I don't know. I'm like, Mom, you know, they make things to do things for you now. Like I feel like the one thing I could get my mom, she would never use it. She would hate it. She would, even if it did a better job than she ever could do, she would still have to do it herself. I could get my mom one of those Rumbas, those stinking robot vacuum cleaners, and be like, Mom, that's it. You never have to vacuum again. Let the Roomba do it for you. The Roomba do it for you. It does a great job, you know. And it could do a great job. But she would look at it. There we go. she would look at that thing and be like, ah, you know, it missed a spot in the corner. My filter queen does a better job than that thing ever could do. You know, but Mom, that's not the point. The point is that you can chill, relax, you know. Oh, I still feel like I can do things. I guess I start thinking about that stuff when I'm playing Old Family Farm. You know, I start thinking more about, oh, hey puppers. Uh-oh, are you coming to tell me that the dude took off? Oh yeah, see? Dog came over and said, hey man, the dude split. Looks like he did a good job though. Should probably pay him. Let's see here. Excuse me. So sorry, guys. What'd we do? Barley? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. How is fertilization? Yeah, we'll have to get another layer of fertilizer on there. Yeah, I like this old Ford. Pretty sweet. Oh, $2. Oh, come on. Get this bad boy out of here. Actually, before I forget, let's pay him $100 a field, get him paid off so I don't feel guilty and wake up in the middle of the night thinking, man, I forgot to pay that dude. Ford out of the way here. But yeah, like I was saying, I think Old Family Farm just brings back, just puts me in that mindset, you know, that memory lane mindset. All right, let's drop you off. Oh, I probably should have lowered that. Ruh-roh. Let's see if we can do that a little bit better. Tin Man will not be happy with me. Lower. Release. Nice. Alright. What kind of horn does this thing have? Ah. Yeah, that is definitely not realistic. Alright, let's pick up our fertilizer. Looks like that's what's in here, right? It is indeed. Get out of the way. Duck, duck, goose. Let's go see about getting some fertilizing done. Oh yeah, she's going down nicely. Going down nicely. Let's go do this headland down here because I'm gonna kick off a hired helper, but they like to run into these trees down here and get stuck. So I suppose we could just do it, but it's kind of handy to have handy to have the AI buy your materials for you, so you're not running back and forth to load up. Let's see if we can give them a little bit more working room down here in the end, though. We're not really going through much, though, are we? It doesn't really seem like we are going through all that much. All right, buddy. Let's see who we get for... Oh, yeah, it's the same dude. Hey, I paid you for the other field, man. Just so you know, but you took off. But enjoy yourself, and we'll settle up at the end of this one. $100 for this job, though, seems a little drastic. What do you think, 50? 50? All right, 50 it is. Let's go ahead and We'll pay him. We know he's going to finish. So I see that the pumps and hoses DLC. Is that what it was? It a DLC? Or was it just a paid mod thing? I don't know how that. Forget how that worked out. But anyways, we'll say it was a DLC, right? Is getting some kind of an addition to it from the looks of it, I guess, huh? I haven't really paid that close of attention to it. I really haven't used pumps and hoses, if I'm being honest, since just making a couple videos on testing it out and stuff. I thought it was a lot of fun to play with. I just really don't feel like I've been on the right kind of map with the right kind of situation for it. I feel like it needs to be kind of a, I don't even know if the size of the fields matter as much as I feel like you really have to be kind of vested in enough animals to produce a lot of slurry to make it worthwhile to really get invested in it. Because you also have to, invest in your own biogas, setup for it as well. So I don't know. Maybe that's something on our next map after Kubota Farm we can maybe explore a little bit more. I am down to 2 maps at this point, unless something else comes out that really kind of excites me. I'm kind of down to 2 maps, and I thought, whoops, what am I doing? I thought I had the map picked out, but then I was watching Kuma Plow on a Twitch stream, and he was playing on, what was it? Ringwoods by Stevie. And I really like the way that map looks too. So I've been kind of considering that one. I have always liked Stevie's maps. I played the snot out of a couple of Stevie's maps back on 15 and 17. And I wish I could remember. I actually probably could just Google and see what maps he had for 15 and 17. I absolutely loved his work. I still do, but there were a couple maps back then that I just couldn't get enough of. I just loved his map. I still love his maps. I just like his style of the way he makes maps. I think to some extent they have a lot to offer activity-wise, but they're but they're not complicated. They're not. It's. I don't know if that's even the right word, but they just offer a lot of things. He seems like he adds a lot of cool stuff to them that are, I don't know, easily accessible, or whatever you want to call it, I guess. I always like his map layouts. I don't think he's ever made a map that I've looked at and gone, some are more exciting than others, but I think I've always liked the looks of every map he's made. They're generally very high quality. He seems to pay very close attention to detail. He pays a lot of attention to his to the people that play his maps, as far as if there are errors or things that need to be corrected. He's on top of that. They always seem to be just really well laid out too. I generally really like his farm layouts. I can't really say enough good things about Stevie's about Stevie's work. His mods generally are pretty much just revamps of existing, you know, Giants stuff. So he generally just will do like he'll take a tractor or he'll take implements and just maybe tweak them a bit, you know, to maybe accept more different kinds of fruit types, or maybe, you know, maybe just whatever he feels like maybe fits the maps he's wanting them to be on. What's this dude doing? You just gonna go to town there, Chief? Oh, he's trying to make more money, isn't he? Actually, this field might need fertilizing anyways. You know what? Let's just let him go to town. just let him do his thing. Why not? Industrious. We'll pay him an extra 50 bucks for... He wanted that 100. That's why. He wanted that 100 bucks. Watch my bank account dwindling right now, though. It's got to be done, though. We got to fertilize. Got to do our business. Uh-oh. Where's he at? Uh-oh. Yeah, he's stuck. Oh, no, he's not. Jeez, he came out. Whoa. Freaked me out. I thought he was stuck there for a second. So I'm thinking Ringwoods. I do really like Ringwoods. And of course, then the other map that I've kind of really been eyeballing is Hills View. I want to say Forest Hills, but it's not Forest Hills. I think it's Hills View or something like that. It's his other. I think he's only got 2 maps so far for only, right? 2 maps for FS22. And I quite like them both. I like things about both of them, different things about both of them. Unfortunately, they are PC and Mac only, so console players, sorry about that, but you won't be able to play them. I don't think Stevie ever does... I'm going to sneak by here, Chief. I don't think Stevie ever does console work. I don't know that he's ever submitted any of his work to the Giants Mod Hub. I don't think. I think he pretty much just stays on Facebook. I'll tell you what, if that duck wasn't dead already, it's dead now. Poor little guy. Oh no, he's up. He's up and at him. Alright, let's get this load dropped off. Actually, this is going pretty well. I was kind of expecting... Like I said, I always overestimate how much grass is going in these bunker silos, so I try to be too precise about it. And I really could just pretty much come in and dump it and call it a day, if I'm being honest. It never seems to fill as much as I think it's going to. But we should have a decent amount of silage when it's all said and done to sell, which will throw some more money in the old bank account, which would be kind of nice. And he's about wrapping up our spreading, which is good. All right, let's get her in gear. Already kind of missing football, college and pro. It's always kind of a weird time of year for sports for me because I'm not a basketball fan. Maybe March Madness a little bit, but otherwise I'm kind of on basketball. Hockey's good. I can definitely go for some hockey games if I don't follow it super close during the year, but playoff time, I definitely like the Stanley Cup playoffs. Very exciting. Those guys just absolutely go to town. I've been a little lost with hockey since my Minnesota North Stars moved to Dallas. What was that, like 30 years ago or so? I don't know. It's been forever, that's for sure. You all done there, Chief? He might have wrapped it up, actually. Look at that one. Just running for the tires. That one too. Just running. Yep. Guess they just don't value. Maybe I should check and see if they have food. Maybe that's what they're doing. That might not be a bad idea. Actually, I don't think we feed the ducks in this game. I think it's chickens that we have to worry about feeding. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the ducks are starving. All right, let's see if we can get this load dropped off. There we go. Yep. Yeah. All right. Just keep it up. Let's check on our buddy and see what he's doing. Oh. Guess he's done. Giddy up. Get out of the shrubs. There we go. Ah, there's some grass I need to pick up. And I think that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Old Family Farm. I'm going to finish up the rest of this grass. Probably work on getting that silo compacted. And when we're back, it might just be corn harvest time. Maybe we'll hear something from Betty Lou and Tiny by then as well. But thanks everyone for joining me again on this episode of Old Family Farm. I hope you're enjoying this series. I love Old Family Farm, still enjoying it quite a bit. So I appreciate you watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it too. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe, of course, if you'd like. And I will see you tomorrow back in East Vineland. But stay safe, especially if you're in an area that's getting all this nasty weather. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody else. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.